with a forward to get a better named defenseman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe.
There's a lot of those out there, though.
The only one I could think of was Justin Falk. That was available. I don't know if he's off the board now, but that would be a guy. Justin Falk would be an excellent guy.
Yeah,
That's
true.
Zaitsev or Gardner, and you have to trade one of our better forwards. Right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough to say.
Definitely tough to. But who knows? For all you know, Borgman will come up or Hull will come
we got
up.
guys down there.
Yeah.
Timothy Lindgren. I mean, Connor Carrick will definitely get more ice time this year. Polak's gone.
Yeah, Dermott.
Wait, Polak's gone. He went to the Dallas Stars.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I did not see that on the list. The point is, he's with Dallas. I'm not sure the numbers, but time will tell.
Yeah, definitely.
I like to think we're one of the best teams now. Of course.
You were one of the best teams last year. Toronto.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
in the top 5.
But I'd say we're one of the better teams to go farther than last year. I'd hope.
Hopefully.
That's what they said about the Oilers.
But
yeah,
well, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
They said Pittsburgh and the Oilers had the best odds to win the cup going in the net last year.
Mm-hmm.
And no offense to Oilers, but look where they went. That's what scares me about Toronto.
Yeah.
They sailed us, and we don't even make the playoffs or something.
And
then you're going, oh man, what went wrong? We got John Tavares,
and that's what went wrong, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going to predict, and he says he has a career in points, but career, I think Matthews will have a career. I mean, Matthews' only career high is only whatever. Well, I think he had a career high this year, 60 something.
I don't know. Just just what I hear from people all the time are just, how are you going to keep all these guys and sign them all?
Yeah, I know.
That's what everybody else says.
When we signed Tavares, not gonna lie, I was excited, but then I get a little bit nervous inside me too. When, oh man, is Matthews gonna stay? That was one of my first things. And how are we gonna sign Marner, Matthews, and Nylander?
See, like Neil, if you came down to it, there was one guy that had to go out of those 3.
I'd get rid of Nylander. I mean, you got to keep Matthews. I think you'd be pretty stupid to get rid of Matthews. Because if you had John Tavares, Matthews, 1-2 center, those alone can win you. Go look at Gronk and Crosby. They just surround them with wingers. And you got to keep Marner because I think Marner, everything runs through Marner. I think I've said that before, right? Everything runs through Marner, it seems. Like the power play.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that clicked. Marner, Bozak, Van Riemsdyk. It was not Matthews' power play. It was Marner's.
No, but you could also say that was like a put out first every single time.
No, they were... Well, in the beginning, I think they're going out both. But then that line always scored, so that line seemed... You're going to reward that line, I guess. Because they always scored.
That's always the one that would always get the first draw. Which I guess makes sense when you have Bozak.
Yeah, Bozak was probably our best face-off center.
Yeah.
But, moving on. Vancouver Canucks signed Jay Beagle, 4 years, $12 million. Roussel, 4 years, $12 million. And Scheller, 2 years, $3.8 million. And Sven Barchi, 3 years, $3.367 million. I know my buddy Corey, he's been on the show before. He was not impressed with the Beagle and Roussel signing. He told me this weekend. He's wondering... He was just more concerned why they're getting depth forwards. Because they're not going to try to make the playoffs. So, I mean, I guess every team in the beginning of the year is always trying to make the playoffs. That's everybody's goal. Shouldn't be the tank. But, I mean, I don't know.
Do you think it's important to at least put out a respectable team?
To the fans, it is.
Do you also think that it's possible that guys like Beagle and Roussel are there to guide guys like Brock Besser and Horvat? Like, a lot of these guys are...
Peterson.
And Elias Peterson. You have all these young guys. Daniel and Henrik are gone now.
Well, good point. Good point. Jay Beagle's a respected veteran. He's won the Stanley Cup now.
Yeah.
He's been there, right? He's been around enough. So
Yeah, I mean, they also need veteran presence in the locker room.
I'm not going to say Vancouver made the playoffs, but you don't know.
So you don't.
You don't know.
You don't
That's
look
the
at
glory part of the, like, that's the best part about this league. I don't know.
look
tough
at the
to
bottom
see.
seed teams last
I
year.
mean, they probably
Playoffs.
won't. They probably won't. But I mean, there's always a team that kind of
There was two.
Or
There was two this
Vegas
year.
Golden Knights we're going
I
to get
guess
to
three.
next. Let's be honest, they should have been in the basement.
But
I thought.
nobody expected New Jersey to make the playoffs or Colorado.
Even Philly was borderline not.
Yeah.
And Florida almost made it. So you don't know. That's the thing. But like we said, Vegas Golden Knights, Paul Stastny, they re-signed Ryan Reeves. Paul Stastny 3 years, $19.5 million a year, or not a year, sorry, 19.5 is his contract. Ryan Reeves, 2 years, $2.8 million. I mean, Paul Stastny probably one of the bigger name guys out there.
Mhm.
I don't know what your guys' thoughts, but
I mean, $6.5 million per season's a little pricey. But I mean, if he's your number one center.
well, that's the thing in Vegas. He could be
Yeah, oh
a
yeah.
little easier on that team to be. I mean, like,
I've always liked Paul Stastny, though.
yeah,
Me
no, I
too.
know you've always been Paul Stastny kind of guy.
He's very key, able to find people in the slots.
Part of me kind of
properly.
wanted him to stay in Winnipeg.
Oh, he fit there well.
He fit in there well, their style, and he actually had a really good playoffs actually, and he had one really good series. Actually. I think he had 10 points in one series. So, yeah, and Ryan Reeves was
He's pretty good and instrumental in their playoffs too,
1.4 million a year.
which is pretty fair.
That's pretty good price for him.
Those guys are becoming a commodity again. So,
Yeah.
like Tom Wilson and him, and we already mentioned Matt Martin.
Well, we'll see if Matt Martin gets played lots or not, but
Well, I mean, but
yes, I know those style guys.
yeah,
Smith Pelly, Washington re-signed them. 1 year, $1 million.
yeah,
It's a good price, good bang for your buck, I think. And Kempney, 4 years, $10 million. It's also another for a decent price. I think they're just trying to keep. I think they're trying to keep that team together as much as they can. Like we talked about, they signed John Carlson. Very good chance they'll sign Brooks Orpik again. The only guy they really lost so far is Grubauer. Then, if they sign Orpik,
and Beagle.
and I guess Jay Beagle too. Which,
I think you got Chandler Stevenson can play that spot.
well, and the thing is, you got to get rid of some.
Yeah.
You can't sign all. It's impossible once you win the cup. There's always a couple that will go, and he was one of them. And Brooks Orpik could be the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they got John Carlson. So.
Well, I think that's what their main goal obviously was. You notice these guys came after Carlson.
Yeah.
You get Carlson signed first. There's money left over to sign these secondary guys. And Winnipeg got Simon Bork in the trade for Steve Mason and Joe Armina.
Okay.
Correct? No, correct? That was, yes.
Yeah.
And that's all. For
Yeah.
That's all for the signings in the NHL. But in the KHL, 1 year deal, Nail Yakupov. It's kind of weird that's only a 1 year deal, though. Do you think that's 1 year and I take a break from the NHL and come back after 1 year? Or is it just 1 year because they're skeptical that he might not be that good? Like the KHL teams.
Well, where was I reading it?
I'm just curious why it was only one. Because he's only 24.
Well, it was like... I forget what tournament it was. Anyways, he was on a national Russian team. And even their coach was reluctant to... Like, I don't even actually know. I don't even he was on the team. And people were like, well, you didn't even consider him? It's
Oh,
like, well, no, he's just...
he's pouring his own end.
His hockey IQ is really low.
Yeah. He can skate. He's got a pretty good shot, but not much else. And just other news outside of signings. Sabiza, Vegas Golden Knights, part ways with him. Todd Reardon, new head coach of the Washington Capitals after Barry Trotz left.
Yeah.
He was their assistant coach.
Yeah, they promoted him.
They just promoted within, which is probably smart because he's obviously part of that winning cup team. And Chuck Fletcher joins the New Jersey Devils, I believe, as a senior advisor. And Ottawa Senators offered Erik Karlsson $10 million per. Obviously, I don't think that's enough. And I don't think he thinks that if Drew Doughty got 11.
I don't think he wants to play in Ottawa.
I actually think he doesn't either. I think he doesn't want to play there. And he's trying to be, I think, nice as he can about it without saying, I don't want to play there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, I think that offer is just for
show.
purposes of saying that they did do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, 10. And if he took it, great. They'd be happy. If he doesn't, I mean, they're not happy, but like you said, they can at least say, we tried.
Yeah.
To the fans.
But going back to Chuck Fletcher, you think he's going into the family business, or
Why is that?
isn't that the way his dad went? Isn't that the way Cliff Fletcher went?
Senior advisor?
Yeah, GM, senior advisor, guy that
jumping these.
guy that sits there and watches the games for the Leafs.
Chuck Fletcher, man. Yeah. How'd just gonna ask you guys before we go, what do you guys think the best signing was out of all the signings, and the worst signing out of all the signings? So anybody, any of those? It doesn't matter what order, best, worst.
I mean, it's pretty hard to go against John Tavares as your best signing because it was the best player. But I think Paul Stastny would probably be the best signing, fits his role.
Oh, okay.
Good center, top line player. I think for the worst signing, I don't know if you really could say there was one.
There wasn't anybody that got super overpaid.
I mean, if you want to say anybody, Tyler Bozak got overpaid, and that's the only
Joe
reason.
Thornton. I think he
And maybe Joe
would have
Thornton.
been nice to take a little bit more of a cut.
Yeah, and maybe he would have if they would have got Tavares.
I think I'm not going to pick the John Tavares one. Probably the best signing. Well, I'm pretty. I think James Neal could be one of the best signings.
Yeah.
It's that winger Calgary needs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
gonna go and say that locking up Doughty was a good
yeah,
thing.
well, that counts as a signing. Yeah.
But that's a good signing. Or extension. Like, that's a good one.
But a close second would be Cam Ward. I don't know. I just have a feeling this year that
Yeah.
it was a good. I don't know. It just seems a good sign to me. But the worst signing, I almost have to agree with Scott. Looking at the list, the only one that stands out for too much money is Joe Thornton. $5 million 1 year.
That's only 1 year.
That's the best part of the signing is the 1 year. At $5 million still, it's like.
But the thing, that's where I think.
But I guess it got to the point that, well, might as well re-sign him because all the big fish are gone, and he's probably better than some of the guys that are left.
Yeah. But that's
I
the
guess.
thing.
That's why it seemed like it.
The Blues signed Bozak 3 years, $5 million per.
But Bozak, or for one, he's not injury prone.
Yeah, I know.
And for two, he's a lot younger.
It's almost like
Where Joe Thornton,
you're
39?
paying him big money because he's the loyalty, I think.
Yeah, I think you're giving him a little bit of money because of loyalty.
yep, and maybe what he's done for you, not what he can do for you now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He gets $5 million this year. He might only play half the year.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because last year I think he only played half the season because he was hurt.
Played 47 games. Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope he plays all year. I personally like the guy, but I'm just saying.
Because, I don't know, like, you get a veteran like Matt Cullen, who's making like